How about this lady right here? Yeah, I'll give you one.
Senator Edwards, so much we love having you come here to New Hampshire. My question to you is, how comfortable are you right now in your Senate race? And what would you need from us to get success to be our president?
Well, I don't have a Senate race. Presidential race. Oh, thank you. I've lived through this, and I've got battle scars and seasoning to show for it. This is not new for me. I know what matters and what doesn't matter, and I know that right now is early in a presidential campaign. The most important thing to do early in a presidential campaign is to start demonstrating to voters in New Hampshire that you're ready to be president. And that means laying out very specific ideas. It does not work to come to this state with a bunch of high-level rhetoric and not have specific ideas about what you do. So that's what I've been doing. I've been laying all the groundwork to ensure, because I don't think at the end of the day that New Hampshire voters are going to vote for somebody based on glamour or glitz. I think they are looking for a serious person to be president, and they're going to judge you based on whether you have the ideas and the seasoning and whether you're ready. And that's exactly the test I want to be applied to me. And so what I'm doing is exactly what I'm doing here today. I'm going to campaign in the trenches, in town hall meetings. I'm going to be here as long as I have to be here. Elizabeth's going to be here. We're going to answer people's questions. It's my responsibility to make sure that no New Hampshire primary voter walks into the voting booth on New Hampshire primary day without knowing exactly what I stand for. If they choose not to vote for me because they don't agree with me about Iraq or about global warming or about poverty, they have every right to do that. But if they go in and don't vote for me because they don't know what I stand for, that's my fault. That's not their fault. And my responsibility is to make sure what people know. But I think people are looking for change. And I think they're looking for somebody who's willing to stand up and fight for that change, and I will do that. Thank you. This gentleman right here.
Senator Edwards, thank you for coming to Dover. This is my first town, John Jordan, Somersworth, New Hampshire, sir.
It's good to see you.
After 7 years of George Bush and his tribe from Texas, I can guarantee you the next president surely will be a Democrat. As far as I'm sort of going to breathe him. That is going to happen. As of lately, you are running first in Iowa. What do you plan on doing here in New Hampshire to change that here in New Hampshire, sir?
Good. Thank you. Can y'all hear the question? Basically what he said is, you're running first in Iowa, you're not running first in New Hampshire. What are you going to do to run first in New Hampshire? I'm going to do exactly what I've been doing in Iowa, which is I'm going to be here. I'm going to be spending huge amounts of time here. I'm going to be laying out the things that I think need to be done. And I'm going to be making sure voters in New Hampshire know that I am the candidate of change, that I'm the candidate that's going to fight for that change. And it's not just rhetoric. If you look at my specific ideas, my poverty ideas, I know somewhere up here, this is, you want to know whether I have real ideas. This book's full of a bunch of them on what we should do about poverty. But whether it's poverty, global warming, the middle class, what do we do about the war in Iraq? I mean, I think I just answered this gentleman's question with a lot of specifics about what I would do about the war in Iraq. I think that test ought to be put to everybody running for president. If somebody blows in here and gives a speech for 15 minutes and leaves, that didn't tell you anything about whether they're ready to be president. They need to be prepared to answer your questions. And the thing that I know about New Hampshire voters is they're tough. And I love the toughness because they want a presidential candidate who's tough. They want a presidential candidate who's ready to be president. And they want a presidential candidate who can and will win. And I will do all those things. I can tell you that.